It can often happen when we're newer in business or our business is kind of in those earlier stages where we tell ourselves that money is tight, so I'm going to put X off. I'm going to put this off. I'm going to put that off. I'm going to put this off because I need to wait till I have more money coming in. And obviously, that is a wildly clever decision because we need to have money and save money and spend our money intentionally. But there's a difference between spending thousands and thousands of dollars on something and spending a small amount of money or no money, but doing something well regardless. And I think that can happen with our branding. So especially our visual branding. So think things like your logo, your branding, your social media, stuff you need to actually market your business, because it is actually possible to do this stuff well and to do it right, but on a budget. And that's what I want to talk about in this series. This is the start of a 3-part series that I'm doing on creating a brand with a budget. Because if you don't have a really strong brand, you'll find that your business grows slower because your brand isn't attracting your clients. The way your visuals look doesn't look pro, which means people don't trust your business quickly. All of the things. And so we need to have a great brand, but on a budget for those of you who are literally on a budget. So in this series, I'm going to cover things like making your business look like a 6-figure business, a professional business before you even are one, and some really practical tips on how to actually apply your brand to graphics ongoing to actually look professional. But today in particular, I want to talk about the budget myth, what you actually need for your brand and what you can kind of skip for a while, and the hidden cost of inconsistent branding. So let's dive on in. So hello, welcome to my podcast. I'm so thrilled you are here. If we haven't met yet, hi, my name is Jacqui and I am a branding and graphic design specialist who teaches everyday business owners how they can do this themselves on a budget. And so I have lots of courses and training and YouTube and podcasts and all of the things. But today in this episode, I really want to help you to understand what you need to prioritize in your business so you can make some really clever business decisions. Because so often if we don't know the right information, we're making the wrong decisions in our business because we don't have all the information. We think, oh, I'm going to put this off, I'm going to put that off, I am going to do this, or I am going to invest in that. But those things aren't quite right. And we end up making the wrong decisions for our business and growth is kind of stilted. And we either feel really frustrated or sometimes even give up, which are both very bad options. So let's start by diving into the myth that keeps women stuck. Because most of the women that I talk to in business, they think that they need a professional to help them. They think that they need to outsource to a professional in order to have a professional brand. They understand that they could make their logo in Canva, but they don't think that that could look professional. And so they believe that in order for them to have that great brand, they need to invest in a brand designer, they need to invest in a brand strategist, they need to invest in a brand photographer and all of these, and they need to invest in a business website maker, all of these things, which obviously gets wildly scary because if you hire like good quality people in each of those industries, you're going to be set back at least 10 grand, if not more, between all of those different services. And while I definitely think hiring a pro in all of those areas is such a great idea, especially if you do have that budget, but for those of you who don't, I don't want you just to sit back and think it's either this or a really dodgy looking DIY logo in Canva. There doesn't have to be necessarily one or the other. It could be that you create a really professional brand yourself that helps you to grow your business for now. And then maybe in 5-10 years time, when you have the budget, you can outsource it properly to a professional. But it doesn't necessarily mean the results are going to be that much better when you know how to do it the right way. It's not always about the price tag. One of the main things you actually need, which is where a lot of small and newer businesses fall flat, is the strategy. And the strategy can be kind of free once you know how to do it. And when I say that you can do it, I'm not saying that it's necessarily an easy thing to do, but it is 100% possible. You don't need 1,000 design skills to create this really convoluted logo. What you actually need is a logo that attracts your audience, a logo that speaks to what you speak about, a logo that actually captures the business's essence rather than just a couple of slapped together things, because that's usually what a professional is doing for you. They're doing that strategy and then they're creating from that. But the strategy side, we can actually learn ourselves, and the design side, we can actually learn ourselves. So when you have both of those and you don't just skimp out on one or the other and you just don't create a random quick logo in Canva, you are actually able to create a great logo because you have the great strategy. And so when you have that strategy, I want you to make sure that you've created 4 main things for your brand. Obviously, everyone knows you need a business logo. This is important, but it is not the only part. So then on top of the logo, you also will need your color palette. So this is a list of colors that you're going to use consistently in your business. After that, you're going to need your fonts. And again, these are just the fonts that you're going to use consistently in your business because fonts have a vibe, they have a style, they're communicating things, just like colors. If you're not using these consistently in your business, it's going to signal to your audience, hey, I'm kind of just guessing things. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I'm not really in this for the long haul. Whereas when you have that consistency, people are like, just subtly signals to people that you are worth trusting, you know what you're doing, and you actually are here for the long run. And lastly, the fourth thing that you need that a lot of people seem to forget or just avoid because they don't know how to do it is an overall visual style. Like, are you having a minimal look and you're just going to use some clean boxes, maybe some cute shadows and some clean colors? Or are you going to use a scrapbooky style and lots of ripped paper and paper clips and cutouts? Those two looks will look wildly different, even if a brand was to have the same colors and the same fonts and the same logo. That visual style is a huge part of what separates one business from another and also makes designing a lot easier. So those are the things that you do need for your brand. Some things that you might not need yet for your brand is things like a professional photo shoot. I recommend just getting your phone, setting it up even on a windowsill and putting on the timer on and just creating and getting some nice full body photos of yourself. Not full body as in like your full height, but full body as in your full width. When we're taking a selfie, usually one of our arms is cut off and it makes it really hard to design with. So I recommend setting up on a timer. All phones have a timer. You don't need professional lighting or anything. All you need is natural light from outside. Do this during the daytime. Set up your camera, set up the timer, take the picture, stand back a meter or so, do a lovely smile. Maybe put yourself on the angle a little bit, put your hand on your hip if you want to, and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos of yourself in a decent-ish outfit that kind of matches the feel you want for your brand, right? Bonus points if those clothes are in your brand color. Obviously, that is what I'm all about with the brand color of purple, but you don't have to be that if you don't want to, but something that at least complements and doesn't kind of, like, you don't want to have a bright red clothing if your brand is all minimal, so kind of keeping with the same vibe at least. And if you have a photo that has got your whole body in it, so the top of your head and the sides of your body and maybe is cut off at the waist or so, then you now have a ton of images that you can bring into Canva, cut out the background. You can do this on Canva Pro. There are also apps that you can use as a workaround if you've got Canva free, and you don't even have to worry about having a nice background. Canva will cut that out and you can just plonk that onto an image, plonk that onto a Canva design of a flyer or a social media post, and you have something that you can work with straight away. You don't have to wait to hire a professional photographer. But again, if you do have those funds, 100% do that. But if you're listening to this episode, it's likely that you're on a budget, and so I want you to not bother spending a lot of money on that, but you will have to fight through your own mental blocks of, oh no, I don't want to take a photo of myself. Take the photo. Okay, it's going to make designing so much easier. I won't go into all the mindset things around that, but maybe think through, like, why don't I want a photo? For me, it's better that people see my face and connect with me as a person, because that's what's going to grow my business. Do I care about what people think, or do I care about growing my business? For me, it's usually about growing my business, because then I'm able to impact more people. I'm able to make more of an income for my family. You've got to anchor into your why, because things will get hard. You will have mental blocks in business, and taking photos and being on video and doing those kinds of things seems to be a big block for a lot of business owners. But I find it's usually a muscle, and the more that you do it, the easier it's going to get. Even if you just take 2 nice photos of yourself on that windowsill, you can use the same outfit, just do 2 slightly different poses, smiling at the camera, and start to use those on your pictures. And it's going to not only help you to look more professional, but it's going to help to connect you with your audience in a beautiful way. Something else you might not need before we move on to some hidden costs of inconsistent branding is a professional website. Highly recommend a professional website, again, if it's in your budget, but if it's not, you can even get away with not having a website. You could do a quick Canva website. There's some great templates there, or you could use a template from a website builder like Wix or Showit or Squarespace, whatever it is, and DIY your own website. Once you have that branding we spoke about before of your logo, your colors, your fonts, and your vibe, creating that website isn't actually as difficult because you know what styles to add to it. And honestly, you can get away without a website for a decent period of time as long as you have everything that your audience needs and you're doing something well. So whether it's you doing your social media well, so there's enough of a place for someone to go to build trust, you have somewhere where people can check out, you have somewhere where people can find out some more information, you have a booking link if that's what you need, or you might have like a once-off sales page. You don't necessarily need a full website yet unless you want to. And again, it's not to say that I don't think you should have a website. I have a website. I had one from almost the beginning of my business. I do think they're worthwhile to do and create and have, but it doesn't necessarily need to be a top priority from the very beginning, like the way you need a really good brand. And so now I want to talk about the hidden cost of inconsistent branding, because this is what we need to work through if we do want to grow our business faster. Because the unfortunate matter is that not investing in your brand doesn't actually save you money. It's going to cost you more money in the long run of your business. Because like I mentioned at the start, a good brand is actually going to grow your business faster, which means that you're going to be able to make more money quicker, help more people sooner, and hopefully not burn out. Because what's happening is when we don't have a consistent visual brand, a brand that looks professional, a brand that we use the same over and over again, a brand that actually people are connecting with, what's happening is that someone might come across your Instagram or might see a random post or might get your flyer, but what they're seeing, they're actually making really quick judgments on. And if what they see doesn't connect with what they think you should be or who they are or what they think that they need or something that looks professional, they might not even get the chance to read what you have to say. They might not read your flyer or read your social media post or read your caption because the design has signaled to them that you're not worth their time. Because let's think about it. Every single person in your audience has millions of images flooding them multiple times every single week. And so what their brain is currently having to do is decide if everything that they're seeing is relevant to them or not. And if they see something that's unprofessional or doesn't attract them or doesn't communicate what your business is about, they're going to see that. It won't trigger in their mind that this is actually something that they need. And so that's why it's so important that every business has a really strong brand, because we can't just afford to let our dream clients see us and move past us. We need to capture them, help them to see us, but then help them to not just see us, but to notice us. Because we're seeing so many things, but our brain is just putting up blockers. It's like, we don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. The only things that you're really noticing are the things that your brain thinks you need to care about. So we need to make sure that our graphics signal to our audience, hey, notice me. This is something that you need to care about. Because if this isn't happening, your business is going to grow a lot slower. You're going to get people into your world. They're going to see something of yours, but they're not going to stop. Whereas you can imagine, like, if you have 5 people looking at your Instagram grid today, but 4 of them just don't even pay attention because it didn't seem relevant to them. Imagine you could get that up to 3 people or 4 people paying attention. That's what's going to start to make a difference in your business, because suddenly you've doubled or tripled the amount of people noticing your business, reading your content, and then building trust with you and going on to work with you because your graphics did the job of communicating and attracting them. So once you see that, design becomes something that's non-negotiable in our businesses for when we want them to grow. And like the only business I can say that this wouldn't be useful for is if you are currently 100% booked out and you don't wish to scale any further. For example, I had someone message me this week and say, Jacqui, I don't need your help. I'm fully booked out. And that's amazing if she's booked out the way that she wants to be. For example, for me, when I get booked out with design clients, I kind of don't want to be constantly always booked out. I'd like to create a different revenue model so that I can be continuing to work with these clients, but maybe introduce a course over here or an ebook over there or a different program over here. And those things need design. Those things need marketing. But if you're 100% happy with the way you're being booked out right now and you're constantly getting new clients and those clients don't need replenishing, then maybe you don't need design. But for the rest of us, if we need to attract a new client at all, if that new client is going to be making any visual relationship with our business before purchasing from us, i.e. checking out your website or your flyer or your Instagram or your proposal or whatever it is, if they're seeing something visual before they buy from us, we need to make sure we're investing in this properly or we are going to grow a lot slower than we want. And so before we wrap up this episode and look forward to next time where we're going to talk about how you can look like a 6-figure business before you actually are one, I want to speak to how you can build something from what you already have. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to need to invest in like Photoshop or all these fancy pants programs. No, you actually don't. I have built countless professional brands right inside a free program. And obviously, if you've heard me before, that free program is Canva. And so Canva, if you haven't heard of it, is a free design program that you can use. You can upgrade to Pro, which I do recommend if you have a little bit of wiggle room in your budget. And you can create, it's just a design program. People are like, oh, you can't make your logo on Canva, but that's a lie. You actually can. I just released a video on this exact topic, so feel free to go to my YouTube channel. I'll try to link it here as well, of some things you need to know if you are creating your logo in Canva, but it is 100% possible. It's just like any other design program when you do it the right way. And so don't be like putting yourself off thinking, oh, I need to have this and this and this in place, or I need to have this program or buy this thing before I can design a logo. You can design a logo for free that is professional right inside Canva, but you do need to know that strategy first. And so in the rest of this series, I'm going to speak to some of those things. I'm going to speak to the strategy. I'm going to speak to some professional design things you need to know to make sure that your design actually looks professional, because otherwise what's going to happen is if you do create a dodgy logo in Canva, it's probably going to deter your business more than if you had no logo. And I don't like saying that because I hate pushing this concept of perfectionism, and you need to, I really do believe that done is better than perfect. But to some extent, you do need to make sure you have a little bit of knowledge before you go and create that logo in somewhere like Canva. So give that logo video a watch. And also I have a free masterclass. I think it might be really useful for you if you haven't seen it yet. It's called Design Tools to Get to 100K. And in there, I'm going to speak to some design mistakes, and you get to see like proper visual examples of these as well. Some design mistakes that you're probably making that is making you look unprofessional. I'm also going to give you a live demonstration on how to create a really great design from a template. And I'm going to share with you some Canva shortcuts to make that whole process a lot quicker, plus show you the building blocks to creating your own professional brand all by yourself. And so make sure you sign up for that. You can just head to whitedeer.com.au untitled.chapter/free masterclass, and you can sign up for free there, and you're going to love this session. In the meantime, make sure you hang around for the next episode where we're going to go over some more of the strategy stuff so that you can start looking like an established business before you even are one. Because that's the thing is, if you're a brand new business, I'm much less likely to give you my money because it feels more risky. But if you don't look like a brand new business, you look established, people are going to trust you a whole lot faster, and that's going to then cascade. It's going to snowball into more and more people trusting you because that person trusted you and that person trusted you. So I therefore must be able to trust you. But that first person or those first few people trusted you because they saw a brand that signaled professional to them. And that's what I want to speak about in the next episode. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thanks for joining me. Thanks for being here. If you are not yet subscribed, make sure that you do that. Whatever podcast platform, or if you're on YouTube, please do that to make sure that you don't miss out on that next episode and all of the wonderful content I have to come. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.